Okay, and we're back after a long hiatus. We have returned. This is the third and final session of our playthrough of Wickedness by M Veselak. My name is Donna, my pronouns are he, him. Tonight I'm playing Pepper, who uses she, her pronouns. She is the pure heart, and well, maybe not quite so pure anymore. Certainly not honest and naive anymore, and not finding wonder in the city and no longer an outsider. But hey, maybe I'll make it through. Um, Her magic is best used as medicine, but it can also be used to understand others. And she has this awkward pawn-like relationship between two of the big magicians in the city, Algernon, or the world, I don't know, Algernon and Thomas Rook, who is our landlord, I guess. So yeah, um, Sabine.
Hi, I'm Celine. I use any pronouns. I am playing Ivy, the wild spirit who uses they, them pronouns. Ivy's power is best used for violence and also suited to transformation. Um, Ivy's no longer able to draw strength from the city, and they're no longer very uncertain, and also they're no longer kinder than they let on because of the things that happened while they were a wolf. I don't remember many of the things, but that's how it happens when you turn into a wolf. You forget stuff, I guess. So yeah, apologies for my porch brain.
And Matt.
And my name is Matt. I use they, them, or any pronouns. I am playing Motley, who uses she or they pronouns. Motley is a gossip spirit witch who has been in the city for a very long time, knows some of the elders and the ancestors and the people that have come before, and speaks to them over spiked tea. I have recently been humbled through some harrowing experiences. My belief in myself has been shaken, but my loneliness has as well because my coven mates and others have had to come to my aid. I give lots of advice that I don't really follow, and I'm excited to see how we wrap it up today.
Okay, so I am leading the way. It's my turn at least. Um, so I'm going to draw a card and take a look. It is a five of pentacles, or coins. Let me grab the text. Paste it in. Um, I guess a or long-running tradition means that I am not the high priestess, so I won't be reading out this card.
I believe that that is me. A friend of the sanctuary, the star will decide whom, has grown increasingly ill of late, and the sickness has so far resisted all of our charms and poultices. The only known cure requires an extraordinary region, which is unfortunately under lock and key in an unfriendly merchant's private collection. What can we do for them? So I guess we need
So,
to know who is the star.
so I have to decide this. Right, I'm the star. Am I not? Yes, I am. I wonder if our happy busker Louis is feeling ill. Uh, strangely, magically ill. Um, what can we do for them? That is a very open question. Um, does anyone have any ideas?
Ah, classic heist thingy. You distract
Okay,
the merchant, I turn into a bird and steal it.
I think I will dismiss you as impulsive or impudent
Hmm.
in dishonoring the classic merchants bargains. We've already gotten into a lot of trouble for stealing and escaping and things
Yeah.
before, even though it had to be done. But in this case, I'm like, I don't want to get involved with any more merchants.
Yeah, but we gotta
Um,
help Louis, don't we?
we do.
So I think I just
Um,
I just start trying to brew something up, but I can't figure it out. I'm like, I'll handle this. I won't.
I mean, I think I'll help you, but I will let you do your magic, right? And I wonder if um, my I'm not quite naive enough to make a faux pas, but maybe I flip headfirst into danger.
Hmm.
Maybe when I try to make a distraction for you, um, this merchant is, I don't know, wary or maybe even wise to it.
Oh,
And I maybe as well as saving the reagent, you also save me.
oh, okay. So I will use magics, and I have to strike out one of um my sources, right?
Exactly.
Oh, I know what I'm going to strike here because Audrey was not wrong. Ivy is very impulsive. So I think what Ivy will do is they will turn the merchant into a frog. Just, like for until the next nightfall or something. And I
That is
mean,
one
they
way.
will say it wouldn't have worked if that seed hadn't been in them. There had been something frog-like. There had to have been something frog-like to him. Otherwise, they could never have turned him into a frog. However, frog-like merchant, suddenly he decided that he was maybe happier as a frog. And we will put him very gently near a nice little lake where he can quack and quirk. And yeah, yes, see this, and this, I think, yeah, that was pretty foolhardy. But and I think maybe someone will find a solution that yeah. But maybe the merchant's happy, weirdly enough.
With his frog brain.
Yeah, maybe he just returns to himself and doesn't quite remember what happened, but that there was a dream and that he was very happy in that dream. That was a good dream about a lake and moonlight and something very nice to eat. And he probably think it was burgers.
Okay. Uh, Maybe he thinks that an evil wizard turned him from a frog into a merchant years ago. You know,
I love that. Maybe that's what happened.
maybe that's what happened. Okay, awesome.
I have
Uh,
named the Silver Tongue spokesperson of this new company, and her name is Ursula Blackwood.
okay, that's a good name.
Yeah, got some underworld vibe to it. So
Um, okay, great. So I think that is that card. Uh,
That
put
I
in
have
the
to say,
box.
that is an amazing meme and quite on the on point.
it was so relevant I had to find it.
Yeah, and it's yes, it's quite perfect what happened here.
Is that a
And
pre-existing meme or is that just one you cooked up?
Imagine, I'm so fast. I just yeah, it's
Awesome.
we all yearn for the bog, I think, a little bit.
mhm.
To get dirty and not care.
Yes.
Uh, okay, so yeah, Sabine, do you want to draw a card? We shall see what it
I
is.
do want to draw a card. Whoops. There we go. It's a thing with staffs on it.
It is the
See?
Nine of Wands.
It's the Nine of Wands, yes.
So
I was going to say that.
let me grab the yeah, text.
Mhm.
Whoever the moon is.
I'm the moon. The moon reads, I've had a strange dream involving my underworld menace, which we collectively describe, and since then my power has been unreliable, failing at the worst times. Put this challenge card on top of the moon, I think. Until I can spend 13 wisdom to solve it, it remains block off the use of my use of magic. No one else may solve it for me, but we'll move on to the next challenge. Oh, cool. Okay. I'll put the moon out and put this on top of it, right? Yes.
Okay.
So we can see it.
So what does this look like?
My underworld menace. Who's my underworld
This
menace?
is your tailwind, your inescapable
Yeah, my
tailwind.
tailwind. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I think it's caught up with me, right? The unshakable tailwind. Um, so now we have to define it. Which of the wind and stars has bought me enough time, and now it's things have come due, and I think it's something of the forest, right? That has maybe also is very malleable in essence, like this shapeshifter thingy that can be almost everything, and just has been recently has just been appearing next to me.
I'd like to add that since it's a tailwind and you are definitely a hunter and rely on your smell for a lot of things, I think you're probably getting like the smell of lots of different predators all like coming to you from behind you and this feeling that you're being pursued, but it's always changing into some other kind of hunter and you don't know how to defend yourself from it or escape it.
Yep, I hate it.
Do you have anything to add, Donna?
Yeah, I really like that. Everything is upwind from you. You're kind of your nature has, for now at least, become prey, right? Uh,
And I have to spend 13 wisdom. I don't have to do it right now, but I have to
no,
do it then.
you can do it whenever you want.
Okay. And the face card is 10,
Uh, it's
or does it
no, I think
depend on which
a
face?
page is 10. Let me check. I can't remember. Uh, you don't recall offhand, Matt, do you?
Sorry, I was muted. I think pages 11, Knight 12, Queen 13, King 14, but I will have to double check.
Pages 11, Knights 12, Kings and Queens are both 13.
Oh,
Okay. So if I spend a queen, I can then
Uh,
uh,
yeah, a king or queen
kick it
will
off.
solve us straight
Okay.
away. Yeah,
Okay, cool. I think I'll keep it around for at least a little bit because I
yeah,
think it's an interesting thing. And when I spend wisdom, that means that I don't have to spend anything else, right? Just the card.
yeah.
Okay.
So I guess you can wait till you want to use magic and then solve that problem.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, until it's relevant, right? It's dramatically interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes. And once I've solved it, do I get the card?
Uh, I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
know. That would seem strange if you like spend 13 to get 9 back.
Yeah.
But
Yes, I agree. I agree, but I was wondering.
I presume that when you solve it, it goes in the
Yeah.
box like
Okay.
all other solved
Yes.
problems.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, cool. Do we notice this? Is Ivy irritable and paranoid?
Yes. 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 Ivy is snapping at shadows, I think. They're spending more time and shapes that you're not used to. Ivy usually wanders around as a wolf or maybe if they want to fly what what bird would they be? A magpie probably. But now there's a dog and you've seen a cat, and they're always these animals are always restless and ready to jump at shadows. They're not particularly aggressive towards you, but at least when Ivy's a cat, Ivy will come up mostly to Motley, I think, and just wants to be well, I guess what cats want, right? Wants to sit on your lap, meow at you aggressively until you pet them.
And Motley does that like grandmotherly thing where she's always like complaining about the cat and like trying to shoo it away, but then it's just happy when there's a cat in her lap,
Okay,
but also a
nice.
little worried, a little worried.
Matt, your card.
Shall I pull it or have you done that?
No, you pull it from the major arcana, or sorry, the minor arcana, and
Yes.
flip it, and let's see.
It looks like the Five of Wands.
Five of Wands.
It looks like the
Another one for the
moon.
moon.
You are muted, Speed.
Yeah, see, my magic's fading. The kingdom's citizens have been treating me with even more fear and suspicion than normal. Well, it's not surprising. And even the sanctuary's mortal friends react the same way. I must discard a wisdom card or else strike a source. It turns out that they're seeing me as a manifestation of the underworld's menace against me, although nothing looks different to any of us. How can we break this illusion? Is it an illusion, though?
Wow, so they're seeing you as a manifestation of the menace,
Yeah.
which is like the shape-shifting hunter.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense, right? That kind of that's kind of a well-timed card right now.
Yeah,
And
that's
it was a dream, maybe you're like appearing in all of their dreams too or something, or hunting them in
Maybe
their
maybe
dreams.
maybe the menace is appearing in their dreams and they think it's me
Yes,
oh
because
yes.
I
yeah,
can't appear
that's
in
nice.
dreams. I think
So
I don't even know.
yeah, do you? So you have to discard a wisdom card or strike a source, and then
Okay.
we have to solve this problem anyway.
Mhm.
Um,
Strike a source or discard a wisdom card. Can it be any wisdom card?
yeah, any wisdom card. So I guess the lowest possible if you want
Yeah,
to.
I'll take this one. Go away. You're boring. And
Okay,
that goes
so
into the discard pile.
discards, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Uh,
And that
I
means
and that's a five. So Matt, do you have an idea to solve the problem, or what are you
I
thinking?
do have an idea. It's five and it's three times, so it would take 15.
Yeah.
Can I get that in a convenient way? One, two, three, four, five, six. Yes, I think I would like to solve this with wisdom. Does anyone else want to follow you, or should I go ahead?
no, go ahead.
Uh,
I think Ivy is a bit out of sorts with the whole thing, right? Because they know it's not them, but they also know that they're the reason for the whole thing. So I think they're
Hmm.
hmm.
mm,
I mean,
And
though
okay.
I wonder if, for my folly, I am wondering if I might be getting those dreams as well, and I
cool.
might be succumbing to feelings of homesickness or melancholy.
No, okay.
And Sabine, do you remember what we discussed about the witch and how the tailwind came to you? Or
Um, I think it met the tailwind in the forest, but Ivy was never super clear about what or how that happened because probably they don't really remember it.
Hmm. Hmm. I think what Motley does is brews a bottle of like Starfire wine, something like that. It's like frigid, like glowing ice wine, and goes and climbs to the tallest tower in the city and uses the elder spirits to call on the Witch of the Wind and Stars to come for a conclave or a meeting
Mm.
to 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 bargain and to tell of the happenings and the doings of Algernon the First um and to ask for a little more time and um I think there is like a peace offering here, but I also think that there is like a sharpness or like a not quite a threat, but maybe now with how much Ivy has grown and how much Ivy has accomplished, um, knowing that Ivy will be a powerful and already is a powerful witch to do to do good for us, um, sort of like making that clear to the Witch of Wind and Stars. Um, so yeah, I'm just imagining this like starry night above the clouds, um, with this like strange um, alien being that is the witch, and having to go toe to toe with words.
And how does that help with the kingdom's citizens? Because that's the problem here, right?
Yes, I think that because the menace has been getting closer and closer to you, and the the way we were connected in the first place is that you were beholden to me because I talked to the witch and with Wind and Stars and bought you some more time.
Yeah.
So I think this is me sort of doing that again. Um, but like calling on all the beings of the city who know your deeds and or like the elder spirits of the city to make it really clear. So the idea, I guess, is to keep the tailwind further away so that it is not such a strong thing to enter the dreams of the
Oh well,
city
the
folk.
the tailwind is in my dreams, not in the dreams of the city folk, I think. And the tailwind is locked with me, right? That's the problem here. I think the challenge here is that the kingdom's citizens have been like thinking
They've
that
been
I'm.
getting, they've been dreaming of
Oh, okay.
you as the threat. Right.
Oh, okay,
That's
yeah, okay, that makes
that's
sense. And
why.
if you, yeah, okay, and if the witch of the wind and stars influences their dreams, then yeah, okay, thank you for clarifying that.
Okay.
Oops.
That's okay. Hopefully she can lull the tailwind to sleep a little bit so that it's not quite behind you.
I mean, it can be behind me, but it shouldn't be in the dreams of the people in the city, right? This is my problem. I'll deal
Right.
with it, but it shouldn't scare anybody else.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Matt,
Okay, I'll
you're
get rid of my
spending
cards.
Yeah,
a
and
card, right?
I think wait a minute, I have to do a folly, right? And I think I am endangering a loved one or a coven mate with these whole shenanigans. Like I'm not even precisely doing anything much, but the fact that I can't deal with my tailwind, that is the folly, right? Does doing a folly do anything? I don't remember that.
You get one wisdom
You
card.
draw a wisdom
Oh,
card from the
cool.
minor arcana.
I will
Matt,
do
you should
that then.
be spending that wisdom card into the discards, not into the box.
No, it's in the box. Okay.
Yeah.
And I like that it's all pentacles, so I think, or cups. So I think it is like kind of an emotional plea, more than Motley would usually do.
Okay. So that Matt, you drew that card, right? So it's me next.
Um,
We have all of the cups. Nine? Nine cups.
Look at all those cups. The star.
Finally. This is like a normal distribution. It's a
Wow.
gift-giving day. In observance of this ancient ritual, I'll present the holder of the moon with a gift. Who'll present the holder of the sun with a gift? Who'll present me with a gift? If any of the gifts are not perfect, we fail the challenge. um,
Wow.
Wow, okay.
wow.
Who's the sun? I think I'm the
Uh,
moon, right?
Yes, I hold the sun.
so
So I
I'm the
have to.
star. So I'm giving Ivy a present first.
Mhm. Okay.
Oh my.
Mhm.
Um, I think I am gifting Ivy with a an obsidian knife. Um, one. I mean, it's not like huge. Maybe it's like for like 10 centimeter a blade, but maybe good for whatever it is Ivy does with knives. Um, wickedly sharp, obviously, on one side, and then with a rawhide handle over
Mm.
the stem or the I guess the
S-
tang of the obsidian splinter.
Yeah, that Ivy likes that. I think the gift Ivy has for Motley after some doing, Ivy has found. I think it's a minor bird. It's a bird that can talk and repeat things that people have said. And this minor bird talks a lot. Ivy's not sure what it's talking about, but they're pretty sure that this is something Motley could like.
Incredible. Um, don't know. I just want a quick reminder when we had that discussion about what we think Pepper really needs. Um, do you remember where Pepper was at the end of that, or what she said to us, or what you thought was the truth in that case?
I have no recollection of that.
That's okay. That's totally okay.
um,
So
was this after a particular challenge that might jog my
it was a
memory,
challenge
or
where Ivy and Motley both had to like argue about what we thought was best for you,
oh
and then
yeah
you
yeah
had
yeah
to
yeah.
interrupt our conversation.
But I
Um,
think I said like both of you were wrong or something. I recall.
yes, yes.
Um, and I think was the general gist of it is that girl better wise up or something like that.
Yeah, totally. Um, I think that um, after having after Louis had grown ill and we had to go after an extraordinary regent for the cure. And I think I'd always noticed you listening to his music, and even though you don't totally feel at home in the city, um, and you don't quite feel like an outsider, but maybe you don't quite feel like this is your place yet. I think I want to get Pepper a guitar so that she can learn and maybe eventually play along with Louie or play some of her songs at the coffee shop or something like that. Um, I know you always are caring for others, but I think an empathic and that sort of person um, can yeah be an excellent musician.
Yeah. Maybe it's like Louis when Louis is in his sick bed upstairs in the house, you'll hear terrible, maybe slightly improving chords, and Louis will patiently teach, because obviously he knows more than just a drum, right? Um, yeah, okay,
Yeah, he can at least sing some of his his favorite old songs and teach them to you or something.
yeah, yeah, awesome. Uh, well, I think all of those gifts are perfect. What do people think?
I
Okay.
think so. A
Ivy's
gossip
very
bird.
happy with this obsidian knife. You will not catch her without it for them without it for a while now.
Yeah.
And then they will explain to you what you can all, what things you can do with an obsidian knife. It's amazing. I mean, if you have to use blood for a ritual, this obsidian knife is absolutely the best. It's just the best.
Yeah, maybe I think that was a less perfect gift now. But okay. Sabine, it's your card next. Well, that looks like a King of Swords. So, it's me. If the kingdom is not at war, it is preparing for war. Sorry, if the kingdom is not at war, it is preparing for war. If the kingdom is at war, then it is going badly. In either case, we have been summoned by one of its leaders, the old soul will tell us which, to help contribute to a special project of war. The wild soul will tell us what makes it so dangerous. If we solve this challenge with wisdom, we may prevent or end the war and either lessen the kingdom's ignorance by one or add a new friend to the sanctuary. So I presume this is some kind of war between our city and Lilybog, uh, maybe over the
Yes.
princess or
Yeah,
prince.
probably. That makes sense.
But does Motley want to tell us um, which leader has summoned us?
I do think it's interesting that Thomas Rook has been very hands off for a long time and sort of just like has made the space for us, but then has stepped back into the shadows and all of a sudden is taking a more active role, maybe as a response to the challenger, or maybe as a response to the war and the danger to our. Is it sort of a danger to our neighborhood, or is it the city in its entirety?
Um, I guess I think it's a war between neighborhoods, right? Because that's the framing that we have, right?
Yeah.
In the city. So, given that we created a nearby neighborhood with this whole different system, so I think it's between our neighborhood and Lilybog. That's what makes the most sense to me, at least.
Hmm. Yeah. I'll say that it's Thomas Rook.
Okay. And Ivy, tell us why this special project is so dangerous.
Hmm. I think it's so dangerous because we will have to, because the project is that we should go into the spirit realm and do something to the spirit of Lilybog so that it will maybe be more inimical to the Lilybog inhabitants so that they will turn towards their own problems instead of attacking us, I guess. So at least that's what Thomas Rook says, that it is the spirit of Lilybog that just has a bee in its bonnet basically about us, and we should go there because we are witches and should talk to it or hit it with an obsidian knife or whatever, right? Thomas Rook doesn't care how we solve this. We should go and yeah, spirit drum, Lilybog spirit, go solve problem. Or at least this part of the problem. I'm sure there are other things that, like the leaders and stuff, that can be just the spirit, but this one is maybe something we can solve, or maybe not. But it is dangerous.
Yeah, it's a lot of wisdom to solve this. Right, 39, which is a lot.
Yeah. We don't have to solve it with
We
wisdom,
don't.
right?
We can solve it with magic, or we
Yeah.
can all decide to just fail it. Use our folly to fail it. Which would probably have the reverse. We would be then ticking up stuff and such. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been trying to solve it with magic, but I think my magic in helping to understand people would almost necessarily mean preventing the war. So I don't think that can happen. Um,
I could always conjure an army of the dead Aragorn style. But Sabine, your power is best used for violence and transformation.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have to resolve my thing with my tailwind, but think it might be time to do that.
so remember, you can either cross out one of your sources to get rid of that card, or do it with wisdom. So that's up to you.
Yeah, I think no, I think I'll cross out one of my thingies for the for the challenge with the Lilybog spirit. But I will use wisdom actually to overcome my menace. What that looks like, I think once we're in the spirit world, it becomes more persistent, even like this tailwind. And I think I've just had enough at one point and just turns straight to it and says, "What do you even want from me?" And I think that's when when they finally pin down this tailwind, and I guess it might even turn out that this tailwind is part of Ivy themselves. Like when they try transformation for the first time, they might have accidentally transformed one part of themselves out of themselves, and that's the tailwind that's been hunting them and hounding them because, well, that's why the tailwind is so good at changing shapes. And I'm having this lady here, and I'm using her to get rid of this one.
Okay, so the wands one goes in the box, and then
Oh,
the coin
okay.
goes in the discard. So, okay,
Sorry.
no problem.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So do you want to narrate how you solve end the war in a very Ivy fashion with your magic?
I mean, I don't. Yeah. I would like to know what you're doing before I do that. If that you have an idea. If not, then I'll babble on.
So Thomas Rook has asked us to leverage the spirit
Mhm.
world and
Mhm.
somehow end the war that way, right? That's the project.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm inclined to. I just assume that this war is going to happen, and I start preparing for, healing people in the inevitable bloodshed. So I am conceding defeat
Mhm.
without an attempt.
Nice.
Um, I think that I will insist on a solution that is circuitous, outdated, or burdensome, and talk and like go way too deep into the possibilities of spirit travel and transporting giant forces through spirit wells and things like that. Just stuff that would be far too toxic and use far too much power.
Yeah, I think that's when Ivy decides that newly made whole, I guess, falls to them to resolve the situation. And I think they will strike out that drawing power from their friends because I mean, yeah, they're not
Well,
there, the
we're
friends.
useless, really, when it comes down to
Yeah, you're
it.
not, yes, that you're not useful as sources for my strength. It's not useless, you aren't, but this one might be something that someone who is has a bit more of a hands-on approach to problems like war. And I think Ivy will take the obsidian knife and the old knife because you can never have enough knives, right? And have a little talk with the Lilyborg spirit. Um, and Ivy in this talk is calmer than they ever were, but that might even be more threatening. And this is more like are you sure you want to do this? And look at these knives I have. We can go to war. You can test what you can do against those knives, but is that really the way you want to go? Are you sure? Because I won't use the knives to hurt you. I will use the knives to enact rituals and use those to hurt you. And then they will cut themselves just a little and just drop one of these drops of blood, and it will transform into a sort of flame and fall down into the bog and become this glowing little ember that the bog can wash away or extinguish. And I think at that point the bog might think, cursed witches. I hate myself, these witches. Take your fire and go, witches. And then it will blow down into the lily bog again. Yeah.
Ivy, Ivy,
Matt, I don't understand what you're saying, but
Ivy, Ivy, Ivy.
yeah. So yes. And then I will come home and tell Pepper that maybe we don't need all these bandages, and tell Motley that these ideas are amazing and she should totally write them down. We might not need them right now, but
Okay, awesome. Uh, so yeah, I think we should take a break. Okay, so we are back, and I think Matt, you are due to draw the next card, or was that you just there?
Think it's my card.
Good. So
Four of
four.
Pentacles. The Magician reads.
Good.
I'm the magician. Sorry. Um, an official from the kingdom's treasury believes that the coven is withholding taxable income from the crown. The pure heart will give the official a name and a detail under the kingdom's leaders, and the old soul will tell us what raised their suspicions. They've been snooping around our sanctuary, asking impertinent questions of our friends. How can we restore our good standing, or at least put an end to this distraction? Ew.
Hmm. I wonder
Oops.
if we want to keep things tight by making this Ursula Blackwood the silver-tongued spokesperson of the corporation. What do you think? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah, tax
they
collecting has been outsourced.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, they could totally be a municipal person in some capacity, or it could be a magical thing where they're like appearing as um an official when they're also this other person, and we're like, what are you really? And I will say what raised their suspicions. Tax evasion. Um,
Exciting urban fantasy.
hmm.
Yeah, plant trade in herbs and plants that has not been labeled properly.
Yeah, I think it must be like the magical hodgepodge nature of this neighborhood, and the things that we have that other places don't. But it's a sanctuary specifically. Um, so it's probably could be property tax on our like endless realms through different portals. Like aren't you supposed to pay for all that forest that you have in your backyard? Um, I don't know. Does anyone have ideas here? What razor
Um,
suspicion?
or maybe it's the something like our froggy merchant has been taken over by the corporation, and all of the notes of the IOUs or whatever we bought is like showing suspicious amounts of activity.
Yes. Yeah, I think we certainly do buy a lot of suspicious things.
So I guess the question is, how do we restore our good standing, or at least put an end to this distraction? Um, oh, what's the card? It's a four. I mean, that seems very easy to solve with wisdom, right? I might solve it with wisdom.
Yeah, a knight would do it straight up, or a nice little combination.
Yeah,
Um,
I might have to use a combination. And I'm going at Pentacles. That's a 10 of Pentacles. And a 2 of Cups.
nice.
Um, so, yeah, I think I am like sitting down with Ursula or whatever, in whatever guise she has taken. Um, over coffee, you know, and I'm explaining that, all of those payments were in kind, basically. You know, the merchant just put them down in cash value because that's his accounting system. We really have nothing to do with that. Um, and maybe there's like wouldn't it be what would happen to your strangely timed takeover if that merchant returned to claim all of his goods and services? And I think that maybe puts her nose keeps her nose out of it.
That's great. It also can be that we've acquired so many things with bargains and like non-monetary means
Yeah.
of pay that it's just like, how do you keep getting all these things and you're not giving us any money? Amazing.
So yeah, do you want to engage in some tomfoolery or folly rather?
I will. Hmm. I think I'll withhold wisdom or advice against my better judgment. I mean, my wisdom has been make no deals with Algernon the First, and this, um, I don't know if we know for sure, but this could be an agent of Algernon's, or I'm sensing some of the similar methods, and I think out of like spite or anger, uh, I just don't want to be involved with this person. But you're much more mature in this case. Yeah, that's collectors.
So don't forget to take a minor arcana card for your new
Yes.
wisdom. Oh, sorry, Sabine. I solved that problem with wisdom by convincing her that, these weren't the dodgy accounts she was looking for. um,
Nice. Should I do a thing
so
like
yeah,
the
you
folly or?
can engage in some folly
Oh,
if you
cool.
wish to get a card. Yeah.
Um, hmm. I think I will try to squirrel away all the things that I think are important because I care more about things than people sometimes. And this is one of the times where I'm just squirreling away all my knives before somebody wants to tax them and other things that I think are important. So you will find odd things in odd places for a while that Ivy has put there because so that the tax collector won't find them,
Hmm.
right?
Does this mean we are having trouble buttering our toast in the morning because even the butter knives have been squirreled away somewhere?
Yeah, there is a tax in the city on martial accoutrements, and
Huh.
this is I mean I can show you what you can do martial wise with a butter knife. It's quite it can be quite impressive.
Mhm.
Well, okay, I'm taking one of the minor arcana for myself now.
Yeah.
Uh, ton of I have a ton of coins or pentacles or whatever you want to call them.
So, Sabine, you're probably our final
Oh,
challenge. Oh no, there's a promotion. Um,
I have
Commercial break.
I have a commercial break.
a commercial break for, yeah, there you go.
Okay. So I'm taking another card. This one. This is the final one.
Possibly
And
the
it's an
final one. The
ace.
Ace of Pentacles.
Of course it is.
The High Priestess.
It's not me.
That's me. The capital is experiencing a food shortage, the kind which has historically led to accusations about blighted fields and soured water, worsen the kingdom's poverty and ignorance. What can we do to show our goodwill to the city?
So I guess we have three things to do here. One is to overcome this challenge, but also we have to tick up ignorance and poverty in the city. Um, which order do we want to do them in? Do we want to overcome the challenge first?
I like showing the consequences before we solve it.
Okay, yeah. So show how the neighborhood begins to lose its unique spark, alter its appearance to reflect these changes. So we currently have homey brickwork, but maybe that changes.
I kind of think that with the urban fantasy nature, groceries are just getting really expensive, which is maybe too real. Um, and I think the unique spark could come in from the challenger to our neighborhood here, Ursula Blackwood. Maybe some of our local residents have been abandoning some of their very unique, like rich magical practices for the more like homogenous magical methods that Blackwood has been promoting, selling. Maybe they're like selling little canisters or potions, things that are just like um, that are people's ancient recipes in one little can, something like that.
So our neighborhoods become more homogeneous as well, like the unique little things that maybe everybody had a little garden with unique plants and had some statues, and statues probably not, but some flower balcony flower things. And now it's all the same. Kind of everything has this almost plastic aura, even though the houses probably are more rundown than before. Everything has this kind of plastic doors, and the windows are all the same material that looks kind of boring, I guess.
So is it samey brickwork instead
Yeah,
of homey
yeah,
brickwork?
kind of.
This could
Yeah.
even be time passes a little bit. Like this could be a little while, like even half a year or not quite that
Mm.
much, but this could just be like reflecting changes. And maybe the strongest like magical businesses survive, but there's just like little things that people were doing for a little extra cash or something that could sustain them no longer can because how expensive everything is and how it's easier to get from Blackwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the poverty, which wonder costs too much to maintain, is there any way to salvage or repurpose it? Um, if so, replace it. If not, cross it out. So that's the wonder from our sanctuary.
We're not giving up our forest.
But it
Um,
costs so much in taxes. Just kidding.
um, I mean, do you think is it something like now we kind of have to use the fireplace actively for fire, given that prices have gone up so much? And I think maybe do we have to move the phoenix egg, or does the phoenix hatch?
Yes, I think the phoenix hatches and might leave at least for a while.
I think it also could, yeah, it could be that we were buying things in particular to feed to the fire to help like nurse the
Mm.
egg the way it would
Mm.
in wherever it's from. And now that we aren't don't have access to all those regions and we do have to use the fire at maybe a lower temperature or something, um, then the Phoenix we've shifted its incubation state and now it hatches because of that change.
Okay, I like that. So I guess it's still a wonder, but it's changed, right? And it's not really there anymore unless it comes
It
back to
could
roost.
It could leave for warmer lands. I mean, this is a
Yeah,
sad
yeah.
pull.
Yeah. Or maybe it wants to go to the bog because then it won't burst into flames all the time with a greater humidity.
Okay. So I guess we have to solve the problem now. What can we do to show our goodwill to the kingdom? Um, and it's just a one, right? So we check
Mm.
this at the start. An ace is just a one. So easy to solve with wisdom, unless someone wants to go at it with magic.
Does anybody want help? Does anybody have the cards to solve this? Because I have a three of pentacles.
Uh, Matt, but you're muted, or you're still muted, Matt.
Oops. I was So this is sort of about the food shortage, and some of that blame would come to us as witches, accusations, and we're
Yeah,
supposed to show our goodwill. I mean, this can be a loose interpretation through the
yeah.
modern fantasy lens.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I've got a 4. It's about goodwill here. Um, that's a classic Pepper vibe, but
Mhm.
I think I'm sure any of us could
Yeah.
solve.
I mean, I've got a 3.
Well,
Um,
actually, I forgot about this rule. The aspects say add to swords challenges and coins challenges. So I think we should. Maybe it hasn't been such a big deal to now when we've gotten 2 in this aspect. So I think this ace counts as a 3 now,
oh,
or is it? You triple it and then you add this. I don't know. What do you recall, Matt?
well,
I don't remember that part.
Ah, okay. Uh,
or we could overcome it with magic, right?
yeah, yeah, you could. Um, I'm happy
We
to do
all, I think
some
we all
magic.
we have some sources left, right?
Yeah, yeah. Um, did you have any thoughts, Matt? I think you probably have the most sources of magic left.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if we need those in our next section, but
Um, yeah, we can use them in the next section also. Um, and in fact, I think in the next section we also have a new option to unstrike through sources.
I certainly could do some true magic. I'd
Yeah,
be open to
do
that.
that.
Okay. So my power is both best used to seek knowledge and to conjure spirits. Um, I think I want to lift the veil a little bit in our neighborhood so that everyone, if they're open to it, is more likely to have a ancestor meeting, um, some way where they can connect with their people, um, their family past, the people who kept those traditions alive so that they could pass them on to them today, and to remember why those individual magics were so important and why it would be a shame to paint our plastic doors and and put up a parking lot. Um, so yeah, just like sort of not quite opening the portal, but I want to bring all the spirits of the city and the ancestors a little closer, where you can almost like hear the music when you're walking through the streets, and then you turn around and there's no band there and that sort of thing. You can smell the tea that your grandma made. And I might strike self-sufficient because I'm realizing how much I relied on the neighborhood and all of the things that people were making and doing, um, and um, how important it is. Yeah. I don't think
Um,
this totally solves the change, but yeah.
um, I guess I'm falling into folly by, make a promise I cannot keep, if that makes sense. Um, maybe I'm trying to convince Ursula Blackwood that we will solve this problem, permanently rather than uh, with some ad hoc measures.
Um, I will also do a folly and ask a favor from a far more dangerous friend or faction. And I think Ivy will ask for help from the goblin mob lord called Cranko. Mostly that means that the goblin lord Cranko should tone his exploit down a little, since everything is so precarious, right? And won't be very useful for anybody if the goblins fomented even more unrest and stuff. So, as a personal favor to me, please step back and I will do a thing for you with my knives. Or not with my magic, probably more likely. But you have my knife.
So you take the final card from the Minor Arcana deck,
Ooh.
and now we're gonna finish up this act with the offers. So the small decks we have tagged with our playbook or whatever, we're gonna take the first card off the top of the deck of our deck. And these are, and there's like text associated with those that I'll paste. Um, Starting with the sun, then going to the moon, and finally the star. This is an offer by your fate, and we claim the card beneath it if we accept, which changes our power or incorporates one additional magic. And we answer some questions um, about that choice, whether to accept the choice or not. So, who did I say goes first? The sun.
That is me. So I'll turn over the first card in the Old Soul deck and then read its inevitable fate.
Yeah, I'll paste those in if.
Yeah, I've got the book here. Who is to my left and who is to my right? Character keeper?
Uh, Let me.
Or I guess
Yeah.
you've been going after me, Jonas, right? So you'd be to my left, probably.
No, I think the. No, I think it'll be Sabine. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've pulled the lovers. An admirer, the player to my left will tell me whom, has been hinting that they would like to start a family with me. The domestic, strictly mortal kind of family, which can't be built in a sanctuary of magic forever on the brink of crisis. If this is something I want, I'll strike a resource, friend, or wonder from the sanctuary, then add my family to the second line of my sources. If I do, I'll claim the card beneath this one as an extension of my power. So, Sabine, who is my admirer?
And can that be one of our friends, or should that be one from the faction thingies?
Probably any. Um,
Okay.
Yeah, I think Annie.
I think it's Ursula Blackwood, actually.
mm,
Um, might have been gotten a little disenchanted with the whole plastic silver tongue corporation thingy and decided that she wants something else, something more interesting.
wow, a fickle
Mhm.
magician.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm, 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 mm. If this is something I want, I'll strike a resource, render wonder, then add my family. Mm, I think Motley will say something like, um, my dear, I've made my fair share of poor relations in my time, bad deals. Um, but Algernon the First is one that I will never consort with. and one whom I believe you still do. I appreciate your change of heart, but it is far too young for me to pledge my heart to you. Come back in a decade or so if you're still here. And if you truly care, shut that school and leave the neighborhood.
So you're rejecting the offer.
I have all the power I need.
So yeah, you can put that the lover's card and the card, now the top card in your Old Soul deck into the box,
Okay.
sight unseen.
Yep, I'm not gonna look at it. Maybe after the game.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Sabine, you're up next.
Okay, which deck do I draw a card from? The Wild
From
Spirit deck?
Wild Spirit, yeah.
Okay. It's the Hermit. Wow. Okay.
Let me paste your text in.
Mhm. Ooh. Oh. Mm. Huh. I think I also already have struck my friends from the source of my power. I
That
have.
mean yeah, that would mean that you would blacken it and replace it with something else instead.
Ooh,
Never,
interesting.
never to be unstruck.
Mhm. Okay. Blacken with infernos, bloodlust, the pain of innocence, or anything brutish, advice visceral. Okay. Infernos, interesting.
The draw two wisdom cards of your choice from the discard pile looks
Mhm.
like the kind of overwhelmingly tempting power that, you know,
Huh?
Oscar
Yeah,
Wilde could
yeah.
certainly not resist.
I think neither can Ivy. I will have to choose. I think I don't know how to blacken this, but I'll figure that out.
So I would just write in the new option alongside my friends,
Oops.
just to
Yes.
because I
And
think you can't highlight text in
can I
the
can
Google
I
Sheets.
say that I draw my new strength from the box? Is that black enough, or it should be more destructive? Destructive, right?
Uh, Brutish and visceral.
Yeah.
I think if you want to color the bogs as maybe being destructive to the neighborhood that surrounds it or is on top of
Yeah.
it, then
It is.
uh,
Oh, well, yes. Yes, the kind of bog that draws things down.
yeah, okay.
That's where I take my power from. Yeah, I like that. I'm doing that.
Um, okay, so um, so now because you're accepting that offer, um, you're claiming the card. So the next card in your Wild Spirit deck, you're taking that, and
Okay.
this is the new extension to your magic.
Okay.
So I don't know what it is.
Should I tell you? Yes, it's a Hierophant.
Okay,
Hierophant?
so the
Hierophant?
Hierophant, you get to choose between key magic and fire magic. Ooh.
Fire magic. I will take Infernos now.
Okay.
If I get fire magic, I will take Infernos because that makes sense. In that, I think that makes sense then.
And that's
notes.
so good because the drop of blood that transmuted into that little ember
Yes,
was
right?
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
And fire is both violent and transformative,
Hmm.
right? So I think it's perfect. And as the last benefit, you also
Wait,
can.
wait a second.
Oh,
Draw two wisdom cards of my choice from this card pile, right?
exactly. Yeah.
I get to do
Wow.
that. And I can just,
You can just flip them out if you want to, and basically
yeah,
take the best ones, the highest ones.
yes. Oh, this
That
one looks
that
good.
king.
Yeah, I mean, come on, we need high cards, right? Go away, not
So you
you.
have that page of cups. I think is the next highest.
Okay.
If you want to, you can
That's a
always change.
page, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I still take the other. That's the nine of swords, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
taking that one. It fits thematically.
Yeah. The nine of swords. A card of
Awesome.
pain.
Card of knives.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, knives, right?
Okay. Awesome. Worrying, of course.
Pepper.
So let me draw my. Oh, something's happened. Okay. Ah, the devil. Ooh.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh.
A denizen of the underworld. The player to my left will tell me whom. So I guess that is uh, Matt. Has offered to teach me the secrets of my true potential. Sorry, did I choose for you, or was it Sabine? I can't remember how what
Sabine
we
chose
decided.
for me from my
Okay,
left.
so I guess it's you, Matt. Has offered to teach me the secrets of my true potential. If I agree to the training, I'll strike the third source from the second line of my sources and gain a new folly, lose control over forces not meant for me. Then I claim the card beneath this one as an extension of my power. Third source from my second line. What is that? The city itself, which is already stricken. Um, so who offers me this power? Is it inevitably Algernon, or is it out of left field?
I mean, the only other option is like Blackwood sort of acting on behalf of Algernon and being a little more subtle and more of a likely candidate. But you are torn between two great powers, and I think it must be Algernon the first. Um, and I'm sure it's quite convincing.
Yeah, lose control over forces not meant for me.
It's
Oh no.
simply it's simply an endeavor of inquiry and study. Learning about the very nature of magic. It is up to you how you will use this knowledge.
I think I can resist anything except this temptation.
You can be the greatest
Give
witch of our time.
So what am I gonna blacken instead of the city?
Wow, you both blackened my friends. Wow.
What I say hedonism.
Pepper.
Algernon likes to party hard.
Yeah, I'm sure every cult
Yeah,
can throw a good party.
yeah, yeah. I was tempted by baubles, but
Aren't we all?
aren't we all? So let me. What is the power? Is the Empress? Choose between Earth magic and celebration magic. What is celebration magic, and why can't I have it?
Dun, 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 dun. Wahoo!
I mean, you are tempted by hedonism, aren't you?
Exactly. But I just wonder what celebration magic is, so that I may understand my power.
You know it in your heart.
I mean, party power.
Party power. I mean, it's the Harkonnens, right? Party power.
Uh,
That
it's a
prob
yeah. Maybe you have a power over ecstasy and things like that. Mind control stuff.
that probably is the power that could bring the like vibrance and soul back to our neighborhood.
Yeah, it's
It's
exactly what we need in this
Yes.
corporate gray landscape.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
tell myself anyway.
Absolutely. And everything corporate gray we don't like, I can burn down.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so um, each of us will ask one of these questions of each of the others, starting with the sun and ending with the star. Let me get those from the PDF and paste it in so we all have it. Um, each of us will ask one of these questions of each of the others. I guess, does that mean we're each going to ask one question of, so I'll ask Sabina one question and then Matt one question, and then, so that'll be 6 questions, and then we'll ask one question of the deck. How is this all going to end? I don't know what that
Well, so
means.
you both took the offer, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, foolish youth, that's what Motley would say, right?
But, I don't think that was foolish.
No,
I
no,
have,
we,
I mean, I'm learning about the very nature. I mean, I didn't make a deal with the devil for it. So,
thanks, thanks. That makes me feel much better.
well, I mean, I'm sure you had your reasons.
Um, so yeah, I guess we
So
go in
I'm the
this.
sun, so I will
Yeah,
begin.
yeah.
And Motley has, since you have joined the coven, struck lonely, but has struck her belief in herself and her self-sufficiency, and has come to find comfort in the coven. And the both of you have left around the same time for some untold length of time to study, as a young witch should. But I want to know from both of you, are you ever coming back to me? I think Motley is despairing in her solitude.
Who do you want to answer first?
Hmm. Ivy.
Oh, yes, I will come back. I won't stay, but I will come back to share a cup of tea around the fire. And maybe you won't even know me when I come back, but I will come back. This place has good memories for me. And I would not leave you in solitude. Look to the minor bird, Motley.
Very good.
I think the answer Pepper gives you is like on the surface comforting, but I think it's so surface level only and blasé that you doubt it. Um, so of course I'll be back.
And I think when Motley asked Pepper, there was a little more like betrayal in the question, right? A little more stubbornness, incisiveness, um, because of the advice that you just cannot take.
Yeah,
And I think from Ivy's answer, there's this when you say I have good memories, I think Motley starts to feel like a creature of memories of spirits and of ancient things and starts to feel very, very old and goes to talk to the bird.
I mean, she is very, very old.
She is.
Um,
Who's
Excellent.
next?
Sabine, what question does
Oh,
Ivy ask of us both?
do I have, but I can ask different choices of the two of you. I don't have to ask the both of you the same question,
Um,
right?
so it says each of us will ask one of these questions of each of the others.
Okay.
So, I mean, to be honest, I think you could interpret it either way. It's kind of so whichever way you prefer, I'd say.
Um, yeah, I think Pepper is easier because, she made a choice. And I think, is this really what you want? This whole celebration thing?
Yeah, and I think this time maybe it's just Ivy's manner or they're sharp. They're still sharp, right?
Yeah, they're so sharp.
Cuts through the blaseness that Motley got, and it's the only way I can sleep. It's the only way I can have any peace.
There's maybe peace between the noise. Now I will need to ask Motley a question. And I think it's how can you just give up so much to just stay in this place?
The place is in me, and if I leave, I will die.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
And she says die. She might not literally die, but she will lose her connection and a lot of her knowledge to all these ancient beings,
Yeah.
spirits of place.
Okay.
Um, okay, I think I've got the same question for you both, but I think there's a very different flavor. My question is, are we, but maybe it's am I holding you back? I think for Motley, it's because she was so powerful and self-assured when we arrived or when I arrived, and now she seems like we have, at least my interpretation is that we have, or I have, weakened her.
I may be stubborn, but one thing I have learned is a soft heart does not make me small.
And I think the same question to Ivy, but maybe it's much more straightforward.
I think Ivy leans back and says, "No, you're not holding me back. I feel those bonds we have, they're not holding me back. They're giving me a tether. And I can break that tether anytime I like, but I don't. I like my tether. Draws me back to Earth when I fly too high."
Okay. So that's the end of that part.
Shall we all ask the final question as one?
I was going to wait till we get back, but maybe the deck needs some time to think it over.
I think it does. Shall I count from down from 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, before down from 3, tell me what I'm supposed to do when you
Oh,
reach 3.
we're asking how is this all going to end?
It's in the
And
chat.
what
Yeah.
and what do we do then? We're just
We're taking a
making
break.
we're taking a break. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't answer that. We just think about it. Because it says we ask the 7th question of the deck. Do we
Yeah.
need to draw a card here?
No.
No,
No.
we should just open playingcards.io and direct your question at the screen. All right,
Since
ready?
when do you have ads?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, here goes. 3, 2, 1. How is
How
this
is this
all
all
going
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 to
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 end?
end.
end?
Gorgeous. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
So we're about to jump into I guess, not quite the finale, but the final chapters, the trials. I have collected the discard pile, which has 9 cards in it, and sorted them into ascending order so the lowest value cards are on the top and the highest value cards were at the bottom. This is our new challenge deck. So we continue through this, and it works very, very similar to the troubles that we've had previously. We can still solve it with wisdom or true magic, and we can still fall prey to folly, but we have one new option now, which is learn from the past. If we want to fall, basically what we do here is we learn and then we like cross out a folly and recover a stricken but not blackened source. This option doesn't solve challenges, so it's really effectively the same mechanically as falling prey to a folly in that regard. Okay. So I guess we should continue. Does that make sense? That new option, learn from the past?
Yes.
Okay. And obviously these are cards that we previously spent as wisdom to solve problems. So I don't know. Does that mean that solving problems with wisdom only puts something on the long finger and forestalls it till later? I don't know what this mechanic is telling us about the world. Um, Now my question, because I've forgotten, is who drew who drew the last challenge? The food shortage? Do you
The
remember
Ace
who
of
drew that?
Coins was Sabine, I think.
Okay.
I know I did. I took the last card for a folly, so it wasn't
Oh,
me.
so I think it was you, Matt, in that case.
Well,
So it's
you could still draw the last card and then take a
yeah,
card for
yeah.
your folly. I think the card drawing was just to get it on the table. I know it wasn't
You
me.
are correct. The Ace of Coins. I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
But
let's say it was Ivy. So
okay, fair, fair.
Natalie, do you want to draw the
It
first
goes
of our
to
new
me.
batch of challenges?
Sure thing. It is the Ace of Swords.
Ooh.
So yeah, it says depending on
Oh,
the twists and turns of fate, one or more of the coven
yeah.
may no longer be living in the sanctuary. Challenges still capture the attention of the entire coven, no matter how far flung, but we may have to explain how they find out. Doesn't mean that you never visit. It just means that the coven is no longer the primary focus.
Thanks, Matt. That was the bit I was just about to read out.
No problem.
Um, so I just pasted in the Ace of Swords. The High Priestess reads,
That is me. One of the city's leaders has died under mysterious circumstances. Strike them out and worsen the kingdom's ignorance and despair as conspiracies and accusations run wild. The pure heart will tell us who died, and the wild spirit will tell us the likeliest culprit. Can we solve the crime before stray fingers begin to point to the coven?
um, So do we want to do what we did before and worsen the kingdom's ignorance and despair first?
Well, technically it says strike them out. So I think we need someone to strike.
Yeah, sorry, that's the leader that we're killing, right?
Yes.
Uh, I guess it's Thomas Rook.
Yes.
That seems obvious to me.
I like it a lot. And
I
the wild
tell you,
spirit will tell us the likeliest culprit.
I don't want to point a finger at Pepper, even though I mean it honestly. Um, but I think the likeliest culprit is the long-standing rival, right? It has to be Algernon, the progenitor, because
Yeah,
yeah, it could be Ursula, but I think she had her heart broken, so it's probably Algernon.
it makes perfect sense to me.
Mhm.
So let's worsen the kingdom's ignorance and despair. Oh no. So we're now up to 3 on ignorance. Blacken the neighborhood's history as its people begin to forget their roots.
Oof.
Um, which is a hub of magical commerce. Who still fights to remember it? I mean, is this Motley? Motley is last one, first one in, last one out, right?
Mostly Motley and the few elders maybe that still remember.
And despair, cross out a local joy. Uh, oh no, what do we think? Describing how it is co-opted or exploited. The night
I mean,
markets, the best on coffee in town, or a notorious apothecary.
we do love that. We have loved that apothecary. Fiddles could just turn into a Starbucks, but if we wanted to really hit
Right?
the heart, could could go for the apothecary.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe the apothecary drank the Kool-Aid, drank Ursula's Kool-Aid, and is now a health and wellness shop
Yeah,
with gloop and homeopathic cures.
yeah, and they're also selling all the black wood like canisters,
Mhm. Oh yeah.
portable potions and things like that.
Mhm. Portable potions, yes, for the whole family. Do not confuse the one for dad with the one for the kids or for mommy. Come to that.
Can we solve the crime before stray fingers begin to point to the coven?
I think we can.
So it's an ace, but we're adding 3 to it because of the ignorance of the city now. So it's a
Oh,
Nice.
4.
okay.
Of course, magic can do it regardless.
4 times 12, right? And we don't need these cards for anything else, right?
We do for the final challenge.
Oh, there's a final chat. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of cards.
I could strike my belief in the city. That would be sad.
Oof. Yeah.
Um, does anyone want to follow or should I go for it?
I think you can go first. I mean, I guess we'll be maybe learning from our mistakes, learning from our past might be something to do.
What do we do if we learn from our past again?
Um, So tell us how this challenge presents you an opportunity to repeat one of your follies, how you realize, resist, and alter the pattern this time around, and what this change might mean moving forward. Then cross out that folly and
Okay,
recover a stricken source.
nice. Okay.
I think that Thomas Rook has provided some protection to this neighborhood for a long time and kept it enchanted, despite being our landlord and, being who he was. But I think him dying sort of represents the death of some of the enchantment of this city, and it opens up opportunities for other landlords to come in who may have very different goals. So I think um, I guess that this is sort of solving the crime. And as much as Algernon might have been involved, I think this is on its surface a much more just like petty, it could be an assassination. Um, um, Mysterious circumstances. I mean, my power is used to seek knowledge, so I think I really go to the ends of the of every alley to find what really happened. Um, yeah, I think it might be a Blackwood agent. That feels right.
I am going to fall prey to inexperience, but learn from it. I think Algernon has assured me that he was not involved, and I believe him for a hot minute. um, and I'm going to restore my source as honest.
And before you go ahead, Sabine, I think I'd like to change it a little bit, and that Thomas is a little bit like me, and as the magic has died out of the neighborhood, he has grown ill. And I think the fluttering ravens in his chest died one by one, or like his soul withered or something like that. Like it was a strange magical illness and difficult to explain, but I think it's just like the way things are changing. He was too bound to this place and it fed him, and it is no longer.
Okay. Um, do I have to do anything, or can I just say, okay, this is fine?
So, yeah, I mean, you don't have to fall prey to a folly or learn from the past, but I mean, it makes,
Yeah,
um,
okay,
yeah,
Gives you
okay.
cards.
yeah, get a card.
Oh, it does. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So I think I will act with unearned overconfidence because I mean I am a spirit of a fire, powerful fire witch now. Of course I can figure out who did that. And I will turn into a dog and sniff around and try to find the culprit, right? And do all kinds of things
Do
like
you return from your hermitude to do
oh
this?
yes, yes. I mean, Thomas Rook has died. Of course I return. I've promised I would come back. Not to stay, but in this case, yes, of course I will come back and save you all. You need somebody who can sniff out that mystery. And I will understand at a certain point that there is no mystery, that I'm chasing my tail, basically. So I will strike this one. And I think I will become a little bit more uncertain again because I now understand that I'm not quite as I can't be quite as sure about everything, right? And I've always drawn power from that flexibility, that ability to admit to myself that I don't know everything.
Nice.
And remember to take a card. You can take it from the discards pile this time as your wisdom.
I'm taking it from the discard thing.
Yeah,
Where is
not the
that?
box,
Oh,
the
okay.
discard. Yeah,
The discard. Okay.
yeah.
This is mine now. Okay, cool. Got it.
Okay. So that was you, Matt. So I am next on the
Ooh, what a
We
wonderful card.
Five of Cups. High Priestess. I don't know what it is. They just don't want me to read out many cards.
That's me. I have become withdrawn, and alarmingly, I've lost interest in my usual fixations. How do each of you check in on me? If your attempt to connect with me can draw me out of my rumination, you may draw a wisdom card. But if I reject you to continue my deep and somber vigil, I'll draw a wisdom card. Then, if I have no wisdom cards, we fail this challenge. I've become withdrawn. It's harder. I think the silence that the underworld menaces me with comes in a little bit here, where it's harder for me to hear the spirits of this city and to talk to those elder spirits. Um, and my loneliness is creeping back in. This is maybe in the like weeks or months following Thomas's death. How do each of you check in on me?
so we don't have to do solve with this with magic or stuff like that. We just have to tell you.
No, the cups one usually have their own rules for overcoming,
Okay,
so it's just what we read here. You
cool.
don't have to do any magic or anything.
I have an idea,
Um, okay, go
but
for it.
go ahead.
Oh, um, I wonder if Motley is deep in vigil in their room, and over the course of a morning, they become aware that there's someone else in the house, and it's Pepper in the kitchen in our in our lovely alchemy workshop, um, cooking something that may be like an old favorite of Motley's that maybe we talked about in that trip into the underworld. Or maybe something that I spied that time I went into your sanctum without permission to solve a problem. Um, so I think, the noise is like, oh, there's someone in my house, or in our house. I'm not sure what you're calling it now. And then you smell that, signature spice, that kind of vibrant scent from your youth.
Hmm. I think this does get me both because of the smell and my intense curiosity, and also my wish to kind of berate you a little bit. Um, so I think like you hear my slow footsteps coming down the stairs, and I emerge around the corner like all my hair's all rumpled. I've been wearing the same clothes for a few days in a row, and I sort of peer at you and I say, "Hmm, did you get those peppers from Algernon's kitchen?"
I mean, aren't they the best?
The man has good tasted peppers. And I sort of like just shuffle over to the table and wait for you to serve me up a plate.
Yeah, yeah. So I think, is it like some kind of strange mirroring of like what happened when I first arrived here? And I was like sheepish or nervous about being around you, and it was like you said, "I'll make you whatever it was that you made me." Um,
Yes, definitely.
yeah,
This is the little girl in Motley is a little bit coming out, like very tentative, like a frustrated toddler kind of who's been left behind. But I know that you have medicine magic in your cooking. Um,
yeah. So am I drawing a card? I've drawn you out of your rumination, I think.
you do draw a card.
Okay, another card
Then
that I had before.
some weeks before or weeks later, I'm just drinking brandy alone in my tower or whatever. And Ivy, how do you check in on me?
I think I would first try to check in as a person. When that does not get the result that Ivy wants, they will change into that cat. Remember that cat?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
that cat will hang around and purr aggressively at you and be rather insistent, as cats are when they want you to like them. Cats are not usually faced by people who don't want to interact. Quite the contrary.
Go on, cat. I have no food.
Meow! Meow!
I think it's a battle of stubbornness between the cat um and Motley, but she is no longer self-sufficient and surrenders to the cat.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and the cat is not fighting fair, right? Because even if they are fighting, Motley is not thinking about hers. It's not brooding.
Well, you seem to be a special cat. Let's see how you like this brandy milk.
And
Go on then.
I think at that point the brandy milk will burst into fire, actually, and Ivy will sit there and say, look at you and say, brandy is really bad for cats.
And I roll up my newspaper and I go, get out! And I run after you. And you can draw a wisdom card.
Yes, thank
Well
you.
done, both of you. And then I believe it's Sabine's card next, right?
Uh, yeah.
This could be our last
I'm trying
card.
to unmute myself. I have managed this. There we go.
Well
It's a
done.
lot of coin thingies,
It's
pentacles.
10.
Ooh, that's a lot.
It's going to be a money challenge.
It's me.
The Fool.
Um, we have been busy, and between our crafts, the sanctuary's finances have become quite complicated. No matter how prudent and diligent we are, we always seem to spend coin as fast as we collect it. The fair is coming up, and we deserve a break. I am, in particular, excited to go, but how will we afford to enjoy it with the cost of tickets, games, food, and trinkets?
You should have picked
Uh,
Bauble Magic there, Pepper.
huh?
I said you
Some
should have picked
celebration magic.
Bauble Magic. But yeah,
I should have.
Celebration.
Yeah.
Celebration's very good.
Um, yeah, I think it's. And obviously, like, we are all separated now, except in like moments like this. So I imagine that maybe I'm not aware, like, I'm not aware that maybe Motley, although maybe I am from my visit, that Motley's finances, the coven's, the sanctuary's finances are strained. So I, I think I'm gonna solve this with magic.
Yes.
Wow.
My new celebration magic.
Yeah,
Yes.
you would be particularly excited for the fair.
Yeah.
You heathen?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, who better to solve this with celebration magic than Pepper, right?
Right.
And I think I'm being honest, and I've done a deal with the devil.
Mhm.
I'm trying my best to help you, but I think this is like not costing me, but like making me realize that maybe I'm not finding wonder in myself anymore. Um, so yes, and I think the fair is essentially my celebration magic is making it free for everyone, not
Oh,
just the three of us, but
nice.
everyone from the neighborhood, magical or not.
Cool.
It's uh, some kind of summer miracle, when everyone has coins and tickets and whatever else for everything.
Algernon's watching from the underworld, like, no, not like that.
No, not like that.
Not whimsy and wonder.
Not whimsy and wonder. Um, so yeah, you still get to do learning from the past or folly.
I will learn from the past. I think I am. Ivy is kind of loving this, right? It's wild enough for them, and I think what they will start doing is like there are games, right? And there are probably some very weird games. And Ivy's got a bit of the betting bug night right now, and they're like, okay, I can do this. I can just bet the sanctum. And then she thinks, like, no, I'm not endangering a loved one or a coven mate here, right? That's folly, actually. I shouldn't do that. I can endanger myself all I want, but not my coven mates. Damn it, I won't. And I will then say, okay, let's not do it like that. I'm not offering the sanctuary. I am offering you something much better. I'm offering a fireball and a bottle. Do you want that? It's gonna warm you. It's not gonna hurt you. It's gonna warm you because I think I'm recovering kinder than I let on as a source of power.
Nice. I think I wake up the morning of the fair and I look out my window at the city in celebration and I grouchily go over to my desk where maybe a little invitation, sparkling and aromatic, sits, and I harumph and um, I think that I have the opportunity to stay here, retreat to my study in isolation, and I'm going to strike that folly. Um, and I will unstrike my belief in the city as I think like a child full of wonder, just like go out onto the street in my slippers and my gown and just like walk around starry-eyed looking at all of the celebrations that have been absent from this neighborhood for years and some of the people I haven't seen in a very long time, and they call out to me, and um, some of the smells that are coming back, and the music. I think Louis got a jam going. Um, so yeah, I will regain my belief in the city. I'm still lonely, and I don't believe in myself, but I believe in the city.
I mean, you're not lonely.
Not today.
Yeah. But you have lonely
Um,
struck through. It's not a source of power. It's just
I see. I see. Right. Right.
and take the last card from the deck.
Oh yes. Ooh.
So now we are ready for the finale. So it's time for each of us to flip the last cards in our inevitable fate deck. So the last card in your Old Soul or Wild Spirit, or for me, the Pure Heart deck. Um, uh, Whoever draws Judgment goes first, then Death, then the Tower. All the great cards. So I have Death.
This is
I
the
have
last card.
judgment.
This is the last
Judgment.
card in our
Yeah,
deck.
Yeah.
yeah. So it'll be. So I guess you'll have the Tower, I think.
The tower.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So let me paste in Judgment first.
Ooh, no. Okay, the player to my right, and I think the player to my right is mad because I was the player to his left. So, to their left, sorry.
His is fine.
The player to my right will tell us what the final straw was, and the player to my left will tell us what horrors will befall the kingdom if I do not intervene. This challenge takes 20 wisdom to solve, plus another wisdom for each point of ignorance, poverty, and despair, plus another 10 wisdom if the kingdom is at war. If I solve this challenge with wisdom, I'll tell you how I saved the kingdom and what its future holds. If I can't, doom comes to the mortal world. Okay. The kingdom is at war right now, right? We didn't.
Yeah, I guess we overcame that challenge, but we didn't do the wisdom
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of it, which would have meant we finished
yeah.
the war or it never started. So yes,
Okay,
we are
so
at war.
that means 30
And
plus.
there are 6 points in despair, poverty, and ignorance, so
So 36,
36.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guess we have to answer those questions first.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So Matt, what was the final straw?
The city's leaders are finally coming to blows, fangs bared and claws bloody.
Mm.
I almost want to say the prince returns.
Oh, nice.
I don't even
Yes.
really know what that means. Um,
War Prince.
let's see. I think that with Pepper going back and forth so much from the underworld, um, it's provided a path for greedy devils to come through into the city. Um, and the celebration of the fair um, was beautiful, but maybe um, started up a spree of celebrations, of benders, of sort of devilish chaos around the city. Um, and there was one big, big party that turned into a riot.
Mm.
So I guess the city's leaders here, is this like just between us and who we're at war with? Is this like the city at large? Um,
Um,
guess that's up to us.
yeah, I mean, the only leaders that we have mentioned are in our neighborhood and the other neighborhood, Lilybog. So I guess it's that war spiraling out of control, like bringing in the entire city. I don't know.
Yeah, I like bringing in the entire city. Um, and I like Algernon having something to do with it, at least indirectly.
I mean, that's how he has any connection to most things, right? Indirectly.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Maybe like the goblin mobs and the greedy devils have started like turf wars all over the city. Um, and someone, maybe the daughter or the heiress is killed, or somebody important is killed, and that sparks like a full blown war. Let's go with
Oh,
that. I'm
maybe
having a bit
the
of trouble here, but
yeah, I mean the princess was running from the lily bog, right? So maybe she came back and got killed by some goblins or some other of the stuff you said. And that's when the lily bog had enough of the whole devil German shit because they're blaming him. Why? Because why not? And they're like, okay, now we've got enough of the whole, we've got enough of this. You are going to. We are not going to play around this time. We're throwing everything at you. And you have to tell me, Donna, what horrors will fall the kingdom if I do not intervene.
Um, I think this is maybe the final opportunity for that corporation or that corporate body to do all of the things that it really wished it had a free hand to do in the past. This chaos is opportunity for them, and they will stamp out every vestige of magic in the city that isn't, sanctioned by them.
Okay. That is horrific enough. So we need some peace here. I'm the perfect person to bring peace, right? I mean, if I
Or
burn down
fangs and
everything,
claws.
I don't burn. I will solve this with wisdom and not with a ton of inadvisable stuff. So I need 36 points, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a queen here, which is 12, I think.
13?
13, fine. I've got a page which is 10 or 11.
11. I think that's a knight, actually.
That's a knight. Is that a
Is
knight?
it?
Are you a knight? Yes, it's a knight.
Which is 12.
Okay, so I'm at 25. And then I'm here is 9, so I'm 34. And I'm taking this, I think it's a page, might be a knight. I don't know. It's enough anyway.
It's enough. It's overkill,
It's overkill. Yeah,
which is very apt.
and I still have a lot of cards in my hand. So anyway, so now I have to think about what I do. Um, oh yeah, you know what? I would love to solve this with fire, but fire is not very good at solving this. What is good at solving is transformation. So let's turn all the Lilybog soldiers into frogs. Let's turn all the demons and devils into cats. Yes, cats is good. And let's turn the plastic people into little dolls, I guess. Yes, because that's very inefficient. I'm sorry. Just for a bit, right? They will come back to who they were, but maybe while they are in the state, maybe we can whisper to them that this is a really, really bad idea, that that this is my fucking home and they shouldn't mess with it, right? Because I don't have to turn them back. So people behave. Yeah. And I think once the dust has settled and everybody starts coming back to who they were, everybody will be a bit shamefaced because, well, I mean, yeah, they were frogs, and how can you live that down, really? Everybody saw them turn into frogs, and yeah, yeah,
I like with what we said about the frog transformation before that a lot of people have less of the impression of being turned into frogs as they do being changed
yeah,
back from frog to a human.
yeah,
So there's like a gratefulness sort of, or like a that
yeah,
new chance.
yeah. But I think some of the demons will just decide to stay cats.
Definitely. So we have a new demon cat problem.
Also, their natural form, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to. I can't turn someone into something that's not where there aren't seeds. I've said
Yeah,
that
yeah.
before. Yeah,
Okay,
Did you
awesome.
see Motley with newspaper chasing cats away from the sanctuary?
yeah, yeah. Sorry, Motley. Not really, because I know you love it, but
Not the demos.
So I am next with the underworld. The underworld is out
Ooh.
of balance, its denizens a mock, and its menace bubbling up into the mortal world above. I guess we kind of already explained this for, devils being everywhere. I must travel there and set things right. The player to my left will tell us how the barrier between worlds has changed, And the player to my right will tell us what surprise the ruler of that place has in store for me. I guess that's Algernon, right? Good old Algernon.
Which one am I again?
Your left, right? Not what we decided.
Hmm. I think that there both are a few more like bolt holes and tunnels that from the underworld that the little denizens can find. But I think also that the veil thins in this way where during like parties and celebrations, if you like take a certain turn or an invitation, you might easily find yourself in the revelry of of the underworld. So I think there's both ways for denizens to come through and easier ways for people to wander their way on a bender into uh, yes, the below.
Um, and I guess when I get there, what surprise does Algernon have in store for me?
Oh, Algernon always liked you. He throws a party for you. It's a very special party. It's a wedding party, and that's the surprise. Algernon thinks you might be a fitting spouse and
What
expects
is
that you are honored, of course.
honored, of course. Um, so 20 wisdom to solve plus 5 for every source I've struck or blackened, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 30. Plus 10 if we fail to solve the judgment challenge, which we did not. So just 30. Um, I mean, I'm going to refuse the offer. I'm going to, in an act of great unity of my hand, I'm going to spend 3 pages from 3 different suits to overcome the challenge. Um, how do I do this though? How do I restore the natural balance or the natural order? I think I think it is something like having been in his court as favored and having seen him like teach or gift me this new magic, I know that his status as the first of the progenitor is actually all an illusion. And I lay those lies bare. And I think the fact that all of the demons are cats means that they are more willing to see that truth now than they were when they were just hungry demons, um, greedy demons. And now it's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. You're not such a big deal. That's just the cat nature coming true, right? Um, I'm not sure I return unscathed, though. I think maybe that vacuum needs to be occupied, and maybe it's like a Persephone thing where I have to spend some time in hell to keep the balance. I have to, summer in the city and winter in hell.
That's good. Summer home, if you will.
Yeah. And finally, let me paste this in anyway, so we can all see it. The tower.
I'm gonna grab something from the kitchen. You two just have a look at those questions. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Okay. The tower. I've got 4 questions to ask the both of you. I think they're pretty much just yes or no, but feel free to add a little extra if you like. Both of you answer me truthfully. Will we live together in the sanctuary forever?
No, sorry. I'll be a visitor, but I won't live there.
I mean, I live there in summer, so I guess that's half a no, right?
I mean, it says together forever, but it doesn't say you can just go away for a winter or something.
Yeah,
As long
yeah,
as you actually live there. Ivy is a guest, but you live there in summer, right?
yeah, yeah.
Or in winter or whatever.
Will we truly, Pepper, live together forever in the sanctuary?
I mean, in summer, but not in
Yeah, in
winter.
summer we will live together
We
forever.
will, yeah.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Do we have anything left to teach each other?
Hopefully. Yeah.
I'm sure of that.
Yeah. I haven't learned all of your stories, Motley. And I haven't seen all of your dances, Pepper. So
There's always a new one. Is there more left to our story?
hopefully. I mean, we're not dead, so can't say no to that. I'm
Yeah,
not sure there is, but I can't say definitely no.
I think it's going to be the harsh second book of the trilogy, rebuilding this city.
Build this city.
Do you love me?
You have to ask.
That's a yes from me.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Dwah.
Sure.
You guys, you guys made it so easy.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Do you have
That's
5 or 10 wisdom to
Mm,
keep the coven going?
mm.
I wish I could mass select all my cards and just lay them on the table. I think
I
I
mean, you
can
can't always try to do as overkill as possible.
I'll put out these 6 cups just because that's a nice one.
Mm.
Look at there's a flower in that cup and all
Oh,
the cups. If I
Yeah,
solve this challenge, I'll tell you how the sanctuary continues on with or without us, and how our wisdom and magic passes on to its new coven. Well, there is a forest in our fire escape, and I think every decade or so or two, somebody finds their way into the sanctuary through that fire escape. And then I have to call for Ivy to come back and show them the way, explain um, how they got here, um, and the nature of the wild places. I think the revel continues to be as lit as it was last time. Um, and people are always rediscovering old ways of magic at that place and becoming curious and finding a new path for themselves um, when they they try a juicy steamed bun or hear a song um, that feels familiar to them. Um, yeah, our wisdom, um, which is uniquely suited to the changing time of our city. I think we are able to pass that on. Um, I grow very old very soon, I think. Um, I mean, I am an old soul, but I think I become a rocking chair lady, and people have to come to me for the gossip. Um, but I'm sure the two of you, during your long lives as witches, will meet other young people with potential to be great coven mates and tell them where they could find a safe place to learn. And I think the game is complete.
That it is. So we should stop the recording and do a quick debrief and free us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.